So now you know all the transformations that they can ask you in the exam. But what if they ask you to do more than one? Well, by the end of this video, you'll be able to carry out multiple transformations and answer questions on combined transformations. So let's start with a simple one. Describe fully each transformation starting from shape L, right? And it goes into M, N, P, Q, and R. Okay, well, let's start with L to M. This one is L and M is here. Well, that's obviously a reflection. And all we need is a line of reflection, and we can say that it's about the y-axis. Okay? What about if it's to N? If I can actually find N. N is here. So that looks to me like a translation, but what is it being translated by? Well, if we take a look at this point, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left, and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. We can say it's a translation about vector, and then because it's going to the left and down, it's going to be -6, -4. L to P, well, that looks like a rotation. So whenever we have a rotation, it's going to need a center of rotation, which looks to be there at 1, -1. And then I drew a straight line to emphasize that because it's 180 degrees. And you can say clockwise or anti-clockwise, it's up to you. Alright, what about to Q? Q is right here. That's also going to be a rotation from what I can see. So for this one, it's going to be a rotation. The center of rotation looks to be, well, alright, let's take a look. Let's connect the points. So that one is there. There. No, wait. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So it's right here in the middle. It looks to be a rotation at 3 -0.5. And once again, it's 180 degrees clockwise. Finally, L to R. R is right here. And we can see it's a reflection. And it's a reflection about this line here, isn't it? So all we need to do is find the equation of that line. Well, we know that the gradient is 1 because I'm going up by 1 and left by 1. So it's about line y equals x. Sorry, let me rewrite that. Y equals x -2. So that's just to warm you guys up, to recap the types of transformations that we have learned about. So, what if we're asked to do more than one? Well, we're told shape T is reflected on the line x equals -1 to give shape R. R is reflected on y equals -2 to give shape S. So describe the single transformation that will map T to S. Well, first thing we need to do is carry out these transformations. So x equals -1 is here. I'll do this in purple first. And so we're going 1, 2. So then we need to go 1, 2. There's my first point. Next point we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the second point. I'll call this point X, this one Y, sure. And then finally this point here, we go 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we have to go 1, 2, 3. And then put the lines together. And this is shape R. We then need to reflect shape R at y equals -2, which is here. And let's reflect. So we go y, it goes down 1, 2, 3. So let's put it down 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's good. And X is the same, so we can put that there. And then Z, which I completely forgot to label, we'll put that down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And likewise 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, giving us shape S. Okay? Now, what is the single transformation that will plot T to S? Well, it looks like it's a rotation. Okay. And we know that it's a 180 degree clockwise rotation. If it's 180 degrees, you don't need to specify if it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. It's just a good habit. Because you do if it's 90. Well, okay, now we need to find what the center of rotation is. Because it's 180 degrees, all we need to do is just connect the lines. Sorry, that was a terrible line. Let me draw that again. Alright, and then finally there. Alright, so we can see that it's at the point center of rotation is -1, -2. And that's our final answer. What about this example? We're told triangle A is rotated 90 degrees clockwise to give triangle B. And then it's translated in the vector -3, -1 to give triangle C. So how do we combine A to C? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to put A to B. So let's find the center of rotation, 0, 1, which is here. We then need to rotate each point. So if we call this X, Y, I call that one Y, and Z. Then if we rotate it, so this is a 90 degree turn, and it's going to be clockwise, so it's going to be on this side. We know this point here is X prime. We know that this point here is Y prime. And finally, we know that this point here is going to be Z prime. Let's connect the dots together. And we'll call this triangle B. Now, we need to do the same thing for triangle B to triangle C, only this time it's translated -3, -1. So if you look at X prime, it needs to go 1, 2, 3 to the left, and 1 down. So this is going to be X 2 prime. Y is going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left, and 1 minus down. So it's going to be Y2 prime. And then finally Z is going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 1 down. So this is Z2 prime. Let's connect the dots so that you can see it. And this is triangle C. So what is one transformation we can make to go from triangle A to triangle C? Well, it's going to be a rotation, so let's just write that down. It's going to be 90 degrees and still clockwise, because the direction doesn't change really. But the only thing that changes is the center of rotation, which we can work out by drawing some perpendicular lines. Well, we can see that x and x2 prime meet perpendicularly and these two are equal here. Same with z. And if we look at y, we can also see that the same thing is true. So we can say that the center of rotation is -2, 2. What about this question? So for this question, we're told that Kyle reflects triangle A in the x-axis to get triangle B. He then reflects triangle B, y equals x, to get triangle C. Amy reflects triangle A in y equals x to get triangle D. And she's going to reflect triangle D in the x-axis to get triangle E. Will triangle E be the same position as triangle C? Well, let's test it. So I'm going to do this in blue and red. Blue for Kyle, red for Amy. So first and foremost, we need to reflect it on the x-axis. So if we do that, we get, well, if I'll call this XYZ, then when we reflect, this is going to be x prime, this is going to be y prime, and this is going to be z prime. Now, this is going to be a bit trickier. We need to reflect it on the line y equals x, which is that line there. So let's do that. We'll go 1, 2, 2.5 diagonals. So half, 1.5, 2.5. So this is my x2 prime. We'll do the same for z. So z goes 1, 2, 3 diagonals. Okay. And so 1, 2, 3 diagonals. So this is z2 prime. And the same with y. So y is going to go 1, 2, 3, 3.5 diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 3.5 diagonals. So this is y2 prime. So this is what we have to work with. This I'm going to label K for Kyle. Right? Now let's work with Amy's way of thinking. So Amy goes from y equals x first. So z is an invariant line. We'll talk about that in the next video. Y needs to go half a diagonal. So this is going to be, I'm still going to call it y prime just because I've labeled them in red and blue. And same with x. We need to go 1, 1.5, half, 1.5. So this is x prime. Okay? Now we need to reflect it on the x-axis. So when we do that, x is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. This is x prime, 2 prime. Same with y, it needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and likewise 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is y2 prime. And you guessed it, we have to do the same for z. So z is 1, 2, 3. So here is where z2 prime is going to be. As you can see, Amy is absolutely not correct. Okay? The order in which you do your transformations determines what shape you get at the end. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video made sense. If you guys liked it, please consider subscribing. Helps out the channel a lot. If you have any further questions or comments, or you're just stuck on a particular topic, join my Discord server so I can help you out better. And if you don't want to fail your exams and you really want to pass, drop me an email and we can organize a meeting and a quote on me tutoring you. Keep on learning, as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.